What's up, everybody? Peter McKinnon here with another video. I'm not Peter McKinnon. No, I'm not. I'm Simon Green. It is a new video, but I'm not Peter McKinnon. I'm Simon Green. Yeah, back on track. Hello, and welcome to this new video. Today I'm going to talk about what's on my phone as a minimalist. Spoiler alert, it's not that much. As you know, I'm one of those weirdos who call themselves a minimalist. Despite the fact that minimalism affects me mostly on how I design, structure and organize my real life and purchases, I also try to be as minimalistic as possible when it comes to my digital being. This is my smartphone. I have an iPhone 12 Pro in space gray with 128GB of storage. Other phones are available though. I use iPhones since 2011 and never felt the urge to step over to Android phones. But more on that later. Alright, welcome to my home screen. As you can see, it's very clean and very simple. And the apps that are on there are only apps that I use most often. On top, we have 3 widgets in total. Calendar, the activity and the weather app. I don't need to explain the weather app to you. Next up is the calendar. That gets opened quite a lot every day, so I know what I have to do. Next up is the activity app. I do check that quite often throughout the day, so I'm up to date with all the activity rings and I can make sure that I close them. As you can see, I've already done a little walk this morning. It was very lovely, nice weather. The activity app. Up next, the clock. As you can see, I'm not the type of guy who has multiple alarms set. I just go with that one. I usually wake up at 8 a.m. every morning. Right next to the clock is the home app that I use to control all my Philips light bulbs. As you can see, I don't need the lights in the bathroom and the kitchen right now, so I'll just turn that off. Up next is the Photos app. Ooh, wow, what a coincidence. My portfolio is opened in that one. I do photography, not as a job, but as a hobby. I enjoy that quite a lot. Just to give you a little example, last September, I had a very lovely shoot for Voyd Fabrics. It's a clothing brand from a friend of mine. It was a nice sunny day. Lovely pictures, really enjoyed that one. By the way, that one here, that is Paul, aka NerdyTimber, a very good friend of mine. He has his own YouTube channel. I link him down below in the video description, as well as the website from Voyd Fabrics if you want to check that out. Not a paid advertisement, just a recommendation. Alright, camera app, I don't need to explain that. I think underneath the clock we do have my online banking app. Obviously, I'm not going to open that right now because my finances are private and not your business. Let's move on to an app that I use very often throughout the day, the Reminders app. I'm a big fan of checklists. I have them all here for the whole day. There's a daily do list, a to-do list, grocery list, weekly do list, and everything I have to do with YouTube. I'm not going to walk you through all of them. That is saved for another video. Talking of saved for another video, the Notes app. I use it as often as the Reminders app, and I'm not going to walk you through all these finely, perfectly sorted out categories today. This is saved for another video as well. And then up here, the last one is the Health app, just to check in once in a while with all the stats that I have on my health. Yeah, that's my weight. You better deal with it because I have to deal with it as well. Moving on, down here in the dock, phone, obviously. Right next to that is Safari, just a simple browsing website. Oh look, that's my website, simon-green.com. Have a look at my portfolio, go check it out. And right next to that, I have the Messages app. I only use iMessage with 3 people that I could convince to actually use iMessage with me. It's my girlfriend, my brother, and my best friend. For everybody else, I use WhatsApp. I'm not the biggest fan of WhatsApp, to be totally honest, because it's owned by Facebook and I just don't like it. But as in Germany, everyone else is using it. I kind of need to stick to that. Alright, last but not least, Apple Music. I do have an Apple Music subscription. I enjoy that very much. Very often in use. Obviously, I'm not going to walk you through all of the music that I have in my library. That would take hours probably. And that's basically it for home screens, because if you swipe to the right, I'm going straight into the app library, so no second screens or anything like that. Everything that I don't use that often or don't want to use that often is stored in the app library. Just for an example, Instagram, as you can see, oh, my Instagram page. There's a lot of coincidences today, so if you want to follow me on Instagram, I keep it in the app library and not on my home screen because I want to try to use it at least as possible. Instagram is a bit of a distraction, you know that. Right next to Instagram, we have WhatsApp. I'm not going to open that right now. It's like private conversations in there. Yeah, let's move on to the utilities. The Measure app comes in handy quite often, to be honest, and is remarkably accurate. Right next to the Message app, that red blurred out icon is from my mobile network provider. I don't want to make any kind of advertisement for that particular provider because they are all way too expensive, and this one in particular that I have currently, it's not that good. I would really love to use the wallet app much more, but my bank currently doesn't support Apple Pay, which is a bummer. Productivity and finance. The two things that I need to talk about here is, yes, I use iCloud. I have a 50 gigabyte storage option for the iCloud. I only keep documents in there, not like videos or photos or anything like that. It's just straight out document. So the only reason why I have the Gmail app is simply because I needed to verify myself when I log into my Google accounts. I don't really use the Gmail app for anything else but that, because for everything else I use the Apple Mail app. I can hear the criticism from here. Don't worry, I'm with you. It's not a perfect app. There's a lot of things that need to be improved, but I just like to keep it simple and use what's already on the phone instead of just searching and looking around for, especially because I don't write or read that many emails. Now it gets a bit interesting. As you can see, I'm not only having Apple Music, I also use Spotify. But the only reason why I use Spotify is for podcasts. I usually only listen to 2 podcasts. Those up here, both are German, and one of them is a Spotify exclusive, so I kind of need to stick to that and not use the Apple Podcast app, whatever that's called. I do have the YouTube Studio app. I would really love to not have that on my iPhone because I tend to get moody whenever looking at the stats way too often, but I still keep it on my phone, so whenever there is a new comment on my videos, I can reply as soon as possible to it. So over here, right to Apple Maps is a car sharing app. Again, no advertising for that, but service is fine, service is good, and there is not much more interesting on that. That little icon right next to the activity icon is the German Corona app. It's not really doing anything. And the last app on my iPhone is the Philips Hue app down here. That keeps all my Philips Hue lights up to date. So as you can see, there really isn't that much on my phone, but there are a few apps that I would actually download whenever I need them or know that I will need them in the upcoming future. Just to give you 3 little examples. The Canon Camera Connect app, so whenever I'm filming and I need to have like my screens somewhere else because I can't be behind the camera and look through the field, or I can't use the flip out screen either, then there would be Snapseed. I don't take that much photos with my iPhone, so I don't really need an editing app on my iPhone, but when I do, I kind of exclusively only use Snapseed. It's from Google, I know, but props to them. It's an amazing app for editing photos on the phone. The third one, I'm not going to go into much specifics here, but like travel apps in general, for train, for airplane, for car rentals, or whatever there is, because why would you have them on your phone when you don't need them because you're not traveling that much? And on the other hand, there are also a few apps that I could have on my iPhone, but I choose to not to, even though I use them otherwise on my iPad or MacBook or whatever. Again, 3 examples. First, there would be Twitter. Twitter is kind of I don't use Twitter. I don't get anything out of Twitter at all. I know it's a very famous platform for famous people and people who are not famous who want to get in contact with famous people, but I don't want to get in contact with that many famous people. Well, there are a few that I would love to get into contact with, but yeah, anyway, it's like Twitter. It's not for me, I guess. Maybe sometime in the future, but no. The second one would be YouTube. Well, I don't consume YouTube on my smartphone. I do consume YouTube, of course I do, but I would always rather take my television or my iPad or even my MacBook to consume YouTube. And the third one, again, is a category. Games. I'm not a mobile gamer. I'm not a gamer. I haven't touched my PlayStation 4 within the last month or so because it wasn't appealing, so don't need games on my phone either. Gaming. Not that into it. So, yeah. Oh yeah, why I keep it minimal and why I use an iPhone. Just totally forgot about that. Just B-roll. I used to be someone who would have all the apps I could eventually need meticulously organized on the phone because I might need it someday. The reason why I keep my iPhone simple and minimalistic is because I know the more I have on it, the more it becomes a distraction and the more I have to take care of it. Mind you, I enjoy the appearance much more when it's organized simply and looks clean. The reason why I choose to use an iPhone is because I feel it's much easier to use in a way that the technology serves me and not the other way around. I want to turn it on, set it up once, and it then to work. I don't want to fiddle around with millions of settings to choose from. I don't want to constantly adjust it to my needs. I just wanted to do what I needed to do, and I find that this is way easier with an iPhone. Just in case you disagree on my opinions on iPhone, I'm not into a debate. I'm really not. I'm not gonna have a discussion about what's better, iOS or Android, because it literally doesn't make much sense, does it? Just because I fancy an iPhone over any kind of Android device doesn't mean I think all Android devices sucks, because that would be wrong. That isn't true at all. I think it's all about a personal preference, you know? Not the devices itself. And just if you are wondering, if iPhone wouldn't be an option for me, I would probably go for a Google Pixel. So, that out of the way. Right, outro. There you have it. This is what I have on my phone as a minimalist. As you can see, minimalism affects me in this part of life as well. Mind you, I am still a tech fanatic, so if you know an app that I need to check out that I might be interested in, let me know down below in the comment section. If you like this video, I would love to see you spank me a like. It's also down here somewhere, I don't know where exactly, but what you know what's also down here? The subscribe button. Yeah, I know, it's weird, but you can actually subscribe to my channel. Trust me, I'm telling you the truth. And it's way easier than you might think. Anyway, my name is Simon Green. Hope you liked what you just saw. See you around next time. Oh, I haven't done one of those in a long time, have I? Yeah, it's a bit of a long time ago, right? Yeah. So this is back again as well. Yeah, just cut it and bye. Sorry.
Bye.